Oh, hello, and welcome back to the Parlay Closet Podcast. We're coming off the first week of playoffs in which I did horrible,
0-6.
horrible, deplorable. I don't even want to show my face anymore. But I will get at least one right, and I want to know if you guys can guess by my background. I'm all in on one team.
Oh my god, imagine you get smoked.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. But yes, we're going to hop into it after the intro. Don't talk over it, Waz.
Talk about getting first place in our overall league. 18 weeks and now 0-6.
Hell yeah. Oh, I was first place now. I'm 0-6. Well, to be fair, what happened? Why was every game a blowout?
Hey, man, how about them Cowboys?
Oh
the
man,
Cowboys?
they
How
sucked.
about them Cowboys?
Bro, y'all
Keeping
saw
their
that
coach?
video I sent you, right? That video was hilarious.
Them
That came from
Cowboys.
#1 Cowboy fans.
Oh man, you're the #1 Cowboys fan I know.
Yep.
Yes,
I
we have
told
baby pictures
y'all.
to prove it.
2 out of 3 of my teams are gone now. The only team left that I liked is behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're not Gibby, who picked the Seahawks to be in the Super Bowl this year.
That was one of my teams.
Yeah, you want to go over overall and then I'll go over what we did last week?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead. We did some preview bets. We did. I had to listen back to that episode, which is torturous. But I'm gonna go through this real quick to kind of show. So, we all got Bills win the division at -125. Bills over 10.5 wins. Steelers over 8.5 wins. Chiefs over 10.5 wins. Cowboys over 9.5 wins. Commanders under 6.5 wins. Lions over 9.5 wins. Packers over 7.5. Bears under 7.5. Panthers under 7.5. Saints under 9.5. 49ers win the division. Even Noah gave that one. That was the only one I think Noah gave. Seahawks over 8.5. Cardinals under 4.5. And then we get into some of the season-ending awards, which are pretty nice plus money. I gave out Tyreek Hill most receiving yards at +800. Lamar Jackson MVP. Me and Rob said that at +1600. That hasn't been announced yet, but he's the front runner. Christian
He's my
McCaffrey.
MVP.
Christian McCaffrey Offensive Player of the Year. I said that at +1400. And then Gibby came in with Tua for most passing yards at +1500. So those are the big ones. We also said Pollard over 1,000.5 yards. Do you guys want to guess what Pollard ended at?
Like 500 or 600.
No. He ended at 1,005. So we hit that by 4.5 yards.
Nice.
Now I have a better one. McLaurin over 1,000.5. Do you want to guess what McLaurin landed on?
1,000.
Just a yard under.
1,002. We got it by 1.5. Another good one was DJ Moore. We took him over 800.5 receiving yards. Dude got over 1,300.
You almost got that in one game.
We got Montgomery for 6+ touchdowns. Dude had 14. We took Evans over 875.5. He got over 1,000 again. We took Connor. Yeah, we took Connor on the Arizona Cardinals over 750.5, and he got I think close to 1,000, if not over. And then Allen over 4,150 yards. He got 4,200. Rob and Gibby took Ravens will win the division. And Rob and Gibby also took Lamar Jackson passing over 3,350 yards. He barely made that. And then Gibby gave us Ridley over 1,000 receiving yards. So we gave probably over like 40 preseason bets that cashed, which I will say, if you put $100 on all of those, you made almost 10 grand. But you would have had to put up like 10 grand to start.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because there was a lot of bets.
It was a lot. Yeah, so I'll go over what happened last week. So Noah already spoiled it. He went 0-6. Other than that, well,
He's got to have a comeback week. This is
He's
his
got
week.
to, yeah.
Oh no, man.
Hey,
I
from
don't
0-6
know.
to 6-0, Noah. Come on.
Well, as you were 4-2, the thing that didn't hit for you was the first two, Browns and Dolphins.
Of course.
Rob,
Both.
3 for you went 3-3. The Browns, Dolphins, and Eagles didn't hit for you.
Had Eagles.
Damn.
Disgusting Eagles pick.
Yeah,
And in hindsight, it was.
I
You
went-
took it.
yeah, and I went 5-1. The only thing that didn't hit for me was the Cowboys. I'm a Packer hater, so didn't want to take.
Who told you the Packers are going to beat them?
Dude, the 7 seed has never won, and somehow
told you that was gonna
first
happen,
one.
too.
First one, yeah.
But
CD didn't want to play.
hey, let's get into
Jake
some
Ferguson's the
news.
only one who wanted to play.
Did you guys know that the officiating crew that is going to be at the Buffalo Bills game is giving Pat Mahomes an 8-2 record? So the Chiefs are 8-2 during Mahomes' era with this crew. They're also 2-0 in the playoffs when this crew's officiating. The Bills, on the other hand, have gotten 40 penalties for 350 yards against this crew in 4 games.
Who screwed whose wife?
So that's fun.
Husband.
On the other hand, I don't know if you guys also heard, but they're building a new stadium in Buffalo. And apparently 5 games ago, somebody fell into the pit. And when they fell into the pit, they won the game. So the Buffalo Bills fans have just thought that this is some sort of sacrificial thing they're going to do now. So
They're gonna
every
drop
Sunday,
someone in
they
the
drop
pit.
someone in the pit because the ER has reported 5 people with broken legs,
They
saying they fell into the
sacrifice
pit as a
virgin
sacrifice.
every week.
What?
And guess
So-
who they're sacrificing
playing-
next? Noah.
They have
Can't
shirts
wait for the
that
Bills to win.
Dude, there are shirts that they made on they're selling shirts that say "throw him into the pit."
Throw him into the pit.
Sacrifice him into the pit, dude. It's feed the pit, Buffalo Bills.
Oh
the
boy, I
headline.
love a good old fashioned Colt. Let's go Buffalo.
Rob's team is letting Bill Belichick interview them. Heard he interviewed the Falcons twice this week.
Yep.
Yeah, the news was that they're potentially going to sign him pending some negotiation stuff that they have to clean up. But it's almost done apparently. But
Apparently.
nothing official.
Imagine that interview. So, Bill, tell us a little bit about yourself. What have you done in the National Football League? Do you have any
Oh,
references?
Tell us a time you were down.
I wonder what kind of
boy.
questions Bill asked them. they probably were sweating in there. They're like, ugh.
I mean, think about it. They have a decent defense. They have
got
some
good
good. They have some good offensive players minus the quarterback. So I think they just need to find someone to fill that spot, and they can compete. Not saying that they'll win it all, but they can be a good football team.
Well, hey,
can.
the Cowboys aren't going to win anything anytime soon, keeping Mike McCarthy.
And
Would
then
you-
the
Would you
Bears
fire
are going to
him?
be. Yeah,
What-
would you
what-
fire him?
Would you fire him after all that?
Yeah,
There's a bunch of Cowboys fans talking about firing him after.
Jerry Jones is on the brink of death. He doesn't want to see a whole new coaching regime change. He's going to take him at least 3-4 years to rebuild, so he's just going to give him one more try. But I don't know. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. It's the usual Cowboys. It's just
Yeah.
always the same Garbanzo bean team.
I mean,
Yeah.
if they let go of Mike McCarthy, you think another team wouldn't scoop him up? He's a good
Nope,
coach.
nobody's
He is
touching that,
good,
dude.
yeah.
No one's touching that.
Maybe
you know what I did? You know who's coming to Chicago, Gibby? I'm
I
here.
heard.
Cliff Kingsbury is going to be the new OC in Chicago, so Caleb can have his boy.
They're gonna interview him. They haven't even gotten to
No,
that
dude.
step
No,
yet.
if Kingsbury
Maybe
gets
they're
hired, 100% they are signing Caleb Williams, or they're drafting. I'm hearing Atlanta might give up the 8th overall pick in the first round, like a bunch of idiots, for Justin Fields. You guys are gonna hold the 1, 8, and 9. That would be something they would do.
Yeah.
For Justin
Do you think-
Fields of all people.
Do you think Bill would be behind that decision? Hell no.
Dude, Bill literally is probably one of the worst people to put up at the draft. I think the only person that's worse at drafting is the Raiders. Dude, the Raiders have put up some god-awful first-round picks. I'm pretty sure 2 of their last first-round picks are both serving prison sentences right now. Actually, I think about it. And then the other guy that they drafted in the first round is on your team, the Bears. The lineman, right? That was a first-round pick. Or did they cut him, the Bears? You know who I'm talking about from the Raiders? You guys picked them
yeah,
up.
Mac or not Mac, but no. It was
Yeah,
who I'm
whatever.
thinking about.
You guys
yeah.
are Garbanzo bean.
Yeah.
So, all right. Any other interesting news? Dalvin Cook is on the Ravens. I don't know if you guys knew about that.
Yeah. I was
So-
gonna mention that if we go to that game, but yeah.
Dude,
If.
Buffalo has so many injuries. It's so sad, dude. Every one of their corners is injured. Both their safeties are injured. Their punter is hurt. Jeez. Their
Don't need a
linebacking core
punter.
is non-existent. Jeez Louise, man. Ugh.
They're all just questionable.
Don't need a
Look at
punter
the
if you score. Or at least
Yeah,
get
if you score.
across the 50 at least.
I saw who was it on the Lions? The safety. He's got the 3 names. I forgot.
3 names.
He's got 3 names in the back there, but he was saying, "Damn, the Bucks would be a really good team if they just had a starting quarterback." And they asked Baker Mayfield how he felt about that. He goes, "I don't think the guy. I think the guy was watching preseason tape because." So we'll see. But hey, why don't we get into these games? Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got
Look.
Houston versus Baltimore in the first Saturday slot.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, Rob. This is Rob's team. He's got the background. He's this is his Super Bowl. This is his MVP. This is his entire savings account. So let's go ahead
Yeah,
and have him talk about
I mean, Lamar has showed us everything, and that
Ooh.
defense is great. But we've
CJ
seen
Stroud
CJ Stroud beat
ain't
up
no
on
slouch.
a hurt. He beat up on a hurt Browns defense. So I don't know.
Dude, CJ Stroud about to drop 400 on
It's-
Lamar.
It's pretty much the same thing as I said last game. It's a matter of how CJ Stroud handles the ball. If there's no turnover, or the whole offense, if they don't commit turnovers, obviously every team that doesn't commit turnovers has a better chance of winning.
Is CJ Stroud the best rookie quarterback we've ever seen?
He's good. He's damn
He's
good.
great. He's good.
Who's better? Who was a better rookie? Ain't nobody.
No, nobody's thinking it.
Dude, they have
Wasn't-
his line.
Andrew Luck wasn't a rookie. He was like behind. No,
He was not good his first year.
no, yeah.
They have his line at 240.5 on a couple of the books, and he's at that 75% of the year.
Let's check the weather.
Damn, 240
Yeah,
and a half.
I was gonna say it's like 28. It's gonna be 28. Wind's gonna be like 14 miles per hour.
Dude, fuck being in the AFC, dude. It's cold as hell anywhere you're playing.
Yeah.
Except in Miami, dude. Who the hell was like, all right, we're gonna put Miami in the AFC? That team is at such a disadvantage. It's ridiculous.
Oh, you put some cold and the Dolphins just shut down.
Yeah, the only one that can play in the cold is Tyreek.
Well, the line on this
Yeah,
one is 9.5. The over under is 43.5, and the money line on the Texans is plus 360. What are we thinking? Are we thinking it's coming to an end and the Ravens are moving on, or
So we're still only doing spreads, right?
we're only
Yeah.
doing spreads?
I'm going
to
to
me-
take +9 because
Yeah.
I think we're getting into the part of the playoffs where the games are going to be a little bit more competitive. I think the teams that are not who they are out already.
The
My opinion.
frauds.
The frauds, like the Cowboys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't give a
No.
damn. Well, you could say sorry for
Yeah.
the Dolphins and the Seahawks. Went out pathetically.
Well, Seahawks didn't even make it.
Yeah.
Exactly, pathetically. And then the Dolphins, God.
I'm
That's
taking.
a fraud
I'm
check.
definitely taking Ravens minus 9.5. It's a rookie quarterback playing outdoors against a Super Bowl winning coach. I always look at it. Who's the better coach? D'Amico, while he is great, he is a rookie. He is a defensive head coach. Harbaugh, guy's a monster. I look at the quarterbacks. Who's the better guy? Sorry, the MVP of the league is the better guy. I look at the weapons. Who do I like? Odell's having a killer year. Bateman's out there. They got freaking Flowers, the monster. They just added Dalvin Cook for some depth in that running back position. Their defense is stacked. They're playing in the cold. They're enjoying it. They're not a dome team like Houston. So all of those reasons is why I'm taking the Ravens minus 9.5.
I'm taking the Ravens minus 9.5 too. I love CJ Stroud for the team, but that's like everything else is just okay. Meanwhile, the Ravens have Waz named all their tools. I think they have everything they need to win, and I think they're probably going to put a good show on
The
this.
Cinderella story has to come to an end, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I think I'm kind of agreeing with Rob. 9.5 is a little bit too much, so I'm going with the Texans.
We're split. I'm sorry, Waz. You took my side.
It's fine. We're gonna win finally.
Yeah, one of my favorite offensive linemen is Laramie Tunsil, so I'm going for him.
No, you can't do worse this week. There's only 4 games. You can only go 0-4.
0-4, baby.
But his rookie picture. I love
All
Laramie
right.
Tunsil's draft picture. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
All right, we're gonna move on to Gibby's favorite team facing Noah's favorite team. We got the Packers traveling to San Francisco. Again, the line here is 9.5. Over under is 50.5. Gibby, what are we thinking here, bud?
Man, I'm a Packer hater, but Love is the guy for Green Bay. I don't know how he happened. I mean, he helped
I
me
don't
win.
know how it happened.
Yeah, like they went for 3 great quarterbacks back to back, but whatever. Yeah, he helped me cash out in parlay, so I'm kind of going for them this week. 9.5 is a lot, and their defense is looking good. That defense looked awesome against Cowboys. So yeah, I think I think that defense is a little struggling. I know Armstead's back, and McCaffrey's back there, but I don't think Purdy's gonna sling it that well. What do you think,
Yeah.
Waz?
Dude, Purdy's been throwing interceptions. I think he's had an interception in every single game in the last 5. I want to say.
Well, what if he doesn't
I
throw?
I don't think he'll have to throw because the Packers defense against the rush, at least, they are like 28th in the league. They
Damn.
have, I think they
Yeah,
have
well,
about
That's
100,
exactly what I was gonna say.
yeah, about 120 yards, 28 yards per game. And if they dominate in that run and then whip out that play action from time to time, it'll be. I think I'm gonna take the -9.5.
I'm going with the -9.5, like Rob. The Packers took out the Cowboys because they ate up their wide receivers, but I think there's going to be rushing. You have Debo, you have Christian McCaffrey. I think the 49ers are going to be rushing in nonstop. Packers suck against rushing from what I've seen. So I'm going with the 9.5 on the 49ers, all in on them boys.
Damn.
I mean, the
Just
Packers have shown they've been great the last couple of games,
Love
and they've shown a lot of good things. But we can't forget what they've done.
before.
They still have that, what they did earlier in the season.
Bro, they
Yeah.
almost a 50-50 team in wins and losses still.
Yeah, but in the playoffs, all you need is to be hot at the right time, and maybe Packers are that right now. I mean, against the Cowboys, and 49ers might be a little rusty after having probably 2 bye weeks. They probably rested their starters week 18. So
Yeah, but that defense is good. I think they needed that rest, and I personally don't think rest will be a factor here. I think that defense will come out.
I think that
All in.
helps them. I
Fair
think
enough.
being
I mean-
nice and rested makes them 100%, especially for such a big game. I think they're gonna come out and give it everything they got.
Yeah, they're gonna make it a tough game for Jordan Love in that offense. So that we'll see, I guess. But
fair enough. Yeah, it's playoffs. Anything could happen. 9.5. I think would be close.
I mean, look at last week. There was some crazy blowouts that I wouldn't even expect. But I think this rest will be really beneficial to San Francisco's defense, at least. And yeah,
Hey, who knows best that what LaFleur is gonna do than the guy who taught him everything he knows?
No, that's true.
Hey, no, I don't know if you know this, but the 49ers head coach, he created Mike McDaniels for the Dolphins. He created Sean McVay for the Rams. He created LaFleur for the Packers.
Jesus.
And there's one other guy that used to be in
In his
Denver.
training staff, yeah.
And guess what? All those teams made the playoffs except for Denver.
Except for Denver.
So all the coaches that he has, and I think his record in the playoffs.
Not Denver. That's Sean Payne. So.
No, I was talking about the coach who was there before. Dungy, I think it was Dungy or something like that. But yeah, he had a positive record too.
So Waz, did you give your pick?
No, I'm going with the 49ers -9.5. I think the 1 week's worth of rest is good. These guys are not new to the playoffs. They understand that they have to keep up with practice during that off week too. But I think the rest is good for a seasoned team. I don't think they're going to rely a whole lot on Purdy to throw. I think they're going to use McCaffrey. They're going to do some dump offs there, and I think it's a young team. They're inexperienced the deeper they go, and while they're having fun and they're enjoying themselves, I think Jordan Love finally throws a pick or two, gets frustrated, and the game falls apart where they win by at least 2 touchdowns. So, yeah, 49ers -9.5.
I think this also plays in like we were talking about with the rest. Packers haven't had the rest. 49ers have.
They're also coming in injured. Every time I see this wide receiver, they're always all questionable before the game. All of them are always questionable. They're always hurting. So, yeah. Cool.
We'll see.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next game here, which is the Buccaneers visiting the Lions. The Bucs are +6.5, while the Lions are -6.5. Over/under is 48.5. What are you thinking, Noah?
This is a hard one for me because believe it or not, I'm going with the Bucs +6. I know we have to pick an underdog, and I looked at all these, and I like all the favorites, and I still think the Lions are going to win, but I think this is the one game where it won't be a blowout because the Lions have been looking really good, but they've been doing too much, and the Bucks have been looking better. I'm going to take the plus 6.5, but make no mistake, I'm gambling with this one, and I think the Lions will win it. Baker Mayfield has been looking really solid. Meanwhile, Jared Goff, I've not been too high on him. Montgomery's been letting me down. Pretty much it's just literally been Jamar Gibbs has been the only person who's been doing decent with me. And is Laporta back in? He's back in, right?
He's been back.
Oh, okay.
He's never been out.
I thought he was out for the
Nope,
one game.
He scored a touchdown.
Damn. All right. Well, whatever cases, I'm gonna go with the plus 6.5. But make no mistake, this is my gamble. This is my dog that I'm gambling. How about you, Rob?
I see this. I always look at the defensive side first, and I try to figure out what each offense needs to succeed. And like Baker, for example, he needs to be able to sling that rock, because they throughout the season they just haven't really established the run game very well. And the Tampa defense is 29th in pass yards allowed. So I think this will be a high-scoring game. I also think it's gonna be a close game, so I'm gonna take the Bucks plus 6.5.
Hey.
So I agree with you on that one.
Lions have a good rushing defense, but if they can't establish anything with White, they're gonna have to try sling it, which I think they could see some success with that. But I really like the Lions, so I'm going to take them minus 6.5. Did you see the reporter that asked Todd Bowles what's he gonna do with that weather in Detroit?
Oh no.
He's
I didn't
like,
think about the weather.
he's
That's
like,
a dome.
It's a dome.
it's a dome.
It's a dome? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a dome.
She's like, well, it's just a 10-second walk from the bus to inside. They played
I
a
didn't
dome.
even think of that.
But yeah, I like the Lions, even though they were close against the Rams. I mean, they only won by a point, but I kind of like them.
Question for y'all: why don't all do it in a dome? I'm sorry, but look what happened with the damn Bills and Steelers game. Why don't we just do domes for everything?
It's all how the fans decide how they want it. Like, so
The fans are stupid.
Buffalo Bills fans, they like that's football weather, so they rather deal with the cold than the rain. So they want like a little like canopy or whatever, kind of like what the Rams have or what Tottenham Hotspurs have. There's that stadium.
I said we dome every team. Fuck the weather,
dome,
dude.
yeah.
I want to see good.
that's
I want
what
to
I'm
see good
saying.
talent versus good talent. I don't need to see the damn snow.
Like
Yeah,
we
I don't
don't need
wanna
to
see
bring in
weather
like
affect the
nature
game.
into this.
Yeah.
Like what the hell's going on?
It's just annoying. Like these, like how
That gets
how
rid
much
of the
better
advantage.
Miami could have been if they played an inside.
Not better, especially because they have
But
the
then
sun
also
in their
Miami needs to
building.
have a dome because those motherfuckers be cooking you at 130 degrees on the sideline in the summer.
Exactly.
Domes for everything. That's what I was literally sitting there thinking, looking at that weather report and always think about weather this, weather that. Just make it a dome. It's consistent.
Well, let's
Hey,
not forget building stadiums is not cheap.
Bro, it's football.
I mean,
It's
Bills are
football.
They got billions.
Bills are building a new stadium, and they're just saying no to the dome.
Exactly. And you know
Well,
damn well they could have made a dome.
This was not gonna go see a fucking Bills game in the winter. Us.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Or I mean,
And I wouldn't expect
that's
the
for
Super
next
Bowl
week.
to be there
That's for the
either.
next game, anyways. But
dude, if they made the they should make the Super Bowl there just because no one would go, and normal people could go.
No.
Yes.
all right, Waz, you didn't give me your pick for this game. What do you
I'm
want?
going minus 6.5. That stadium was loud as all shit. Baker's gonna shit in his boots, and his wide receivers are probably gonna get hurt. So
They got
Probably
the
gonna get
I'm
hurt.
They
gonna
got
go
that
with the
grit.
Lions.
They got that grit.
I'm sorry, did you do like physicals on other wide receivers?
No, I just have a feeling that there's gonna be. Dude, I've been watching the Lions players, dude. They're playing kind of aggressive, and someone's gonna get hit in the head hard.
Did you see
Someone's
Stafford
gonna
calling
get a
that?
concussion.
I forget which player it was, but he was calling one of the Lions players dirty.
Dirty, dude. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
"That's a dirty ass play."
Not
I'm pretty
Hutch-
sure
not
it's the
Hutch.
same guy who told Baker Mayfield that he's not a starting quarterback in the league. That's the same guy. He's a
I mean, I
clown.
love me some dirty football.
You know
I'm not
who he
gonna
is?
lie.
Isn't he? Who did he play for? He played for Cincinnati last year. I want to say. I really want to say he played at Cincinnati, or he may have been with the Eagles. But that's. I don't know defensive players like that.
No.
Cool. All right, we can move on to our very last game, the
Since
best game, the favorite game. The weather is supposed to be 65 and 3 feet of snow again.
Huh?
65 mile,
Repeat
65
that?
mile an hour winds.
Oh,
and
okay. I thought you said 65 degrees. I'm just saying.
no,
Huh?
Well, the good thing is both these teams are built for weather like this.
no, they're not. Kansas City has never seen a foot of snow.
Okay, but they've seen cold.
Okay, well that cold's not the
But
problem.
that's
here.
no.
Because there's not going to be snow on the field, is there?
Pat Mahomes cannot. He does not have night vision goggles.
Probably
he's
going to clear that snow off.
He still got no receivers to throw to. They're just dropping balls.
Dude,
So
they're getting
everyone's gonna
eight-
get double
8
Kelsey.
inches of snow right now. God damn, dude, these guys.
Dude, did you see Kelsey drop some of those passes?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep. Exactly. So I'm not trusting the receivers for KC.
no, they still made some good plays in that game. I think as long as Tony's out, they're good.
They're good.
Tony,
They're
be out.
chilling.
Oh,
Nah, I
man.
mean, obviously it's
Just
the
wrote a watch,
NFL.
right?
It's tough, but we as fans have seen him like Travis Kelsey make those catches all the time, so we kind of expect it from him, right?
But lately, he hasn't been making those catches.
There's something going on in Kansas City, and I don't think it's like to do with the players' ability. I think they're all great players, but there's something going on there in the locker room or something behind scenes. But
It's,
Who?
it's Taylor Swift, dude.
Who?
Kansas City.
What the fuck you talking about? They just
What do you
won.
mean?
Yeah, they
they
look
just
great. I don't
You
know
guys
what
are
you
literally
They just
talking.
won, but there's something
Dude,
going on there.
the people who keep having these conspiracy theories and the people who get upset that they keep showing her on TV are the same people who just need to shut the fuck up and watch football.
Yes.
It's not like, dude, until they start missing, like, okay, we're not going to show this third down because we want to show Taylor Swift. That's when I'll start complaining. We haven't missed a play yet. It's okay. There's nothing going on. I don't need to see the same fucking commercial 14 times. I'd rather see her. So it's just let's just let it be. There's nothing going on. They're playing football. They got their shit together. It is what
I'm
it
going with the
Break-
Bills.
Breaking news: Waz's secret crush on Taylor Swift.
$4 billion?
Smell some simp.
is. Dude, I'd be her bat.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm going Bills minus.
I'm going Chiefs plus 2.5. That's my underdog. The officiating
that.
crew, when the Chiefs come into town, 8-2 in playoffs, 2-0, and like I said earlier to you guys, the Bills, when they play against this officiating crew in the last 4 games, 40 penalties and 350 yards. So, yeah.
And
Josh
they're playing
Allen-
against
oh,
a Kansas City defense. That
Hey,
defense is great.
you know what? You got to bet this game. It's a lock. It has to be bet. If you do not bet it, I will find you and I will slap you. Overtime will happen. It always does against these two guys. They always go to OT. Pat Mahomes always gets the ball first, and then he never lets Allen get it. But this year it's different because they changed the rules. But you can still bet this game goes to OT.
Yep, and
Yeah,
even
but
with the
they've
rule
done it in
changes, Allen will still lose.
And he'll somehow still find. Yeah, they're gonna like fumble the ball. Let me see if there is even odds out for this yet. There has to be.
But they only mostly played in Arrowhead. This is the first time where it's in
Gibby,
high mark.
the odds are plus 1,200. Please put $5. It's plus 1,200.
Consider it done.
$5.
You don't need to sell me anymore.
Yeah, you don't have to sell me either. Yeah.
You know, like just $5, $60. There you go.
Rob, what you
Mike,
going
I'm
with?
gonna tell you, you have spoken to my soul. You have read my mind. I'm gonna take
The
Dolph-
Buffalo Bills.
Nah, Chiefs. Chiefs plus 2.5. And I think they're gonna win this game.
I mean, a plus 2.5. You expect them to
You
lose
just
by
can't
one?
you just can't keep getting away with going to the AFC Championship. It's got to end. 5 years in a row they go to the AFC Championship.
It's got to end.
It's got to end. And it's like, not today.
Mahomes is still the GOAT.
Dude, Mahomes is doing well. And I love
Especially in the playoffs.
Dude,
It's still
they
the
got
playoffs.
Rashi Rice out here running like his fucking life depends on it. Love that man.
I love
180
Pacheco.
yards.
Pacheco is my boy in the
Pacheco's good.
Chiefs.
They're finally finding their groove. That defense is just put swag surfing out for the Chiefs and they'll dominate. Just constantly blast that one song. I don't know if you
I'm
guys-
gonna
But
I'm gonna
Bills.
sprinkle a little touchdown on Travis Kelsey because he's due for one.
do for one.
Yeah.
He's got like 2 touchdowns this year. Gibby drafted him with his first overall pick in fantasy.
It was garbage pick. Well, yeah, I
Alright.
mean, Bills Mafia are gonna make that sacrifice anyway. Someone's gonna
Oh, they're
freaking-
definitely gonna sacrifice someone.
That's what truly sold me. The Bills sacrifice.
exactly. Same here.
Bro, you gotta go with a
Sacrifice.
Colt.
Bills Mafia is a different story, and I think that crowd's gonna shut down the Chiefs. Really.
Oh, and by the way, last year in the playoffs, Travis Kelce did score a touchdown against them. So
There you go.
But I think that's
Lock.
all because it's a whatever. Yeah.
So you're telling me parlay overtime and Kelsey TD.
let's do it.
So
I like what I'm hearing.
for our Super Bowl predictions, Noah, you are still alive with both your teams, 49ers and Chiefs, even though you're going against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't. I've said my piece. I've said my piece, and I like what I've seen from the Bills.
I'm doing the same as you, buddy. I got the Buffalo Bills facing the 49ers. So that is what it is. Rob over here with the Ravens 49ers pick, I want to say.
I think
Yeah, that's
low key.
still
That's
safe.
probably the most, like,
And Gibby is the
lockiest
only
lock pick.
person who somehow, some way, is only going for the Ravens because his Seahawks didn't even smell the playoffs.
No.
Playoffs?
Playoffs?
So that's where we are with that. All right. We'll be back next week for the. What is the next week called? Is that
Division champions.
the division champions?
Yeah, what he said.
Conference champions. It's conference champions. This is divisional round.
Conference. Yeah, this is divisional. It's conference.
Could you imagine Lions versus the fucking Packers for the NFC to go to the Super Bowl in
That
division?
That'd be ill.
Ew. I don't want to watch that.
I'd be done with football after that.
And
Don't
then-
expect
and
me on next week's
And
episode.
then
That would be that.
Texans versus the Bills,
I'm gonna be sick next week.
Teams.
and then it ends up being Texans versus the Packers.
How the hell did the Packers and Texans even get in
I want
this
Texas
goddamn
Lions.
place?
Come on. I'd rather have Texas Lions.
For sure.
I'm gonna have another baby being born next week, so I won't be here.
God damn, they pop out so fast.
Cool. Anything else y'all want to add?
Let's go Ravens.
Let's go.
All I'm
Buffalo.
saying,
How about them Cowboys?
Check on your Cowboys fans. Make sure they're still breathing. All right, give me.
And then if they are, beat them up.
Jesus.
sacrifice them in the pit.
Yeah. Toss them next. See ya, boys.